Life with Ben, only on PTV.
In my last episode, I tried the KFC chicken and waffles. They were delicious, and I really have nothing to really complain about them. However, I thought, you know what? I think I alluded to this at the end of my last episode, that I should start comparing strips, because I've done chicken sandwiches, but I've not done strips. I wanted to do a comparison of a place that actually does wings and strips, and that is Wingstop. The last time I went to Wingstop was with Arnie and Doug. That was about 3 or 4 months ago, before I started counting calories. It was not a pleasant experience. We ordered chicken sandwiches, and what should have taken about 15 to 18 minutes for them to deliver to us took us almost an hour. I think it's just because they were really, really short-staffed. Now, I do like the flavor of Wingstop. They've got really good food at a fairly good price. Recently, they released a new flavor, and that's a Mexican elote. So I got an order of 4 strips. No French fries, no drinks, just the strips. I'm gonna compare the barbecue sauce, which I normally have, but I haven't tasted in a while, so it'll be a nice treat to get it back in my mouth. And I'm gonna compare that to the Mexican elote. It came with a side of ranch for dipping, but I don't need any dipping right now. When every calorie counts, I don't need to add anything to what I'm already eating. It's typical packaging from Wingstop. Oh, and they separated the flavors by paper, so that way I've got a way of comparing them without anything contaminating the other. These things are pretty saucy, so I am definitely going to use a fork for these. Fortunately, they provided one. I didn't even have to ask for it, which sometimes you do have to at some restaurants, but I guess Wingstop, it's just an automatic. They're going to give you a fork. Especially, with takeout and all, they will definitely give you a fork. Okay, this is the barbecue. They've really drenched the strips in the sauce that they provided. I know Doug, when he orders a chicken sandwich, he'll order the sauce on the side so he can monitor the amount of sauce that goes on the sandwich. But with wings, I figured, I'll just go ahead and order them. This is the barbecue. Now that's really good flavor. And on their scale of 1 to 5, 1 being mild and 5 being spicy, they rate their barbecue sauce as a 2. And while I don't necessarily see it as having that much of a kick, I'm sure there are some people that would. I know Sherry is usually sensitive to some spice, but she's had the barbecue before and she has enjoyed it. Now, like I said, the last time I went to Wingstop, it took them almost an hour to get me my food. And I was afraid that would be the same case here when I ordered my food, because you get one bad experience and you hope they can improve, but it doesn't always go that way. Well, in this case, it did. I placed an order on the app. I got in my car. I drove to Wingstop. I walked in, and just as I walked into the store, my bag was being put on the shelf for pickup, and I couldn't have been more impressed. That was great. Especially now that the food is still warm. That's something you have to deal with when you take food home to eat from a restaurant. It's always going to cool off. In-N-Out Burger usually dies on the way home, at least according to Doug. I don't mind it, but I don't have as refined a palate as Doug. Okay, I'm going to try the Mexican elote now. That is delicious. It's reminiscent of the Mexican corn that you would get where they make it as an elote flavor. And this rivals that. This is really, really good. Now this rates as a 1 on the scale of 1 to 5 in spice. And I'm actually getting more of a kick from the elote than I am from the barbecue. I would have expected different results because of how they rate them on their website. The elote is definitely delicious. Nutrition-wise, I looked at everything on the Wingstop website, and it said that the strips with the barbecue sauce is 170 calories per chicken strip. The elote flavoring wasn't even listed on the site, and I think it's because it's just a special item, but I'm gonna say that it's probably somewhere between 170 to 200 calories per strip. I have 4 strips here. I like to keep my meal somewhere between 500 and 600 calories, so I can have 3 of the 4 strips. And I intend to. I'm glad I was able to compare a new sauce to an old tried and true sauce at Wingstop. It gave me a good comparison of what I'm used to having and what I would be missing if I didn't take the opportunity to sample it. Overall though, I would say I enjoyed the barbecue more than the elote. I'm not saying that the elote is disgusting because it's delicious, but for my palate and what I'm looking for right now, I'll take the barbecue over the elote. But I encourage you to go out there and try it for yourself and let me know in the comments what you think. Remember, adventure is out there.